May I come in, sir?
Come in, Ashi.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Sit.
Thank you, ma'am.
Introduce yourself.
Ma'am, my name is Ashi Tomar, daughter of Mr. Anil Tomar and Mrs. Sunita Tomar. I was born and brought up in Bhind, Madhya Pradesh. There only I completed my schooling. Thereafter, I went to Bhopal for my graduation that I did in civil engineering from NIT Bhopal. As a person, I am intellectually curious and a socially sensitive person, and in future I aspire to join civil services so that my passion to serve people may transform into my profession as well.
Great. So you are a civil engineer by profession.
Yes, ma'am.
Then why civil engineering first?
Ma'am, there are two reasons which I could contemplate. Firstly, that at that moment I was not very aware of other career choices. And secondly, because of my science background, I went for engineering courses. So these were the two reasons mainly.
Okay. What is reinforced concrete?
Ma'am, concrete, firstly, it's a mixture of sand, gravel, and other elements. And when it is reinforced, the steel is also mixed in it in different forms, like bars will be used or some strings can be used which are made up of steel. So this increases the strength and durability of the material.
Great. How can you link civil engineering with sociology, which is your optional?
Can
Is
I
there any
borrow some
impact?
time?
Absolutely.
Well, firstly, I believe that civil engineering is a subject which connects me or any other person to the society because we are working for public only. And sociology is also the study of society or the structures which are there in the society. So this way it is connected. And secondly, ma'am, civil engineering also tends to solve the problem of the people, which means houses are constructed for people, and apart from that the infrastructure like schools and hospitals, they are also for people. And similarly in sociology we try to study that what are the problems that people are facing. For example, if there are infrastructure problem in remotely located regions, then that is also kind of considered in sociology that for example tribals, they are not having the infrastructure at their locality. So that way we can connect that civil engineering and sociology is connected to some extent.
Okay. Recently, this women's bill,
Yes.
reservation bill, has been passed. So, do you think it is a good step?
I believe that it is a good step, and reasons being, firstly, that women are not adequately represented in our parliament, which is only 14%. So that is less compared to other countries. And secondly, ma'am, I believe that it also enhances women's participation and that will increase the gender equality in our society. So because of these two reasons, I believe that this bill is good step.
Okay. But, why reservation?
Ma'am, I believe that reservation in our country is given to someone who is not adequately represented in any institution. So, women are not adequately represented and that's why they are to be given reservation. And apart from that, I believe because of being a patriarchal society, women are not like they are having some barriers to access higher political positions, and that's why reservations are needed.
Okay. But merit? What about merit? Won't it be compromised?
Ma'am, I believe that merit and reservation or any form of assistance should go together. Like there should be balance between merit and reservation.
Okay, great. So, what are your hobbies?
Ma'am, firstly, I practice bhakti yoga. And second, my hobby is reading about women leaders. And third, ma'am, I like to volunteer for stray animals.
Okay. Women leaders.
Yes, ma'am.
How? Like, do you read books or biographies?
Ma'am, I tried to read some books and biographies as well. And apart from that, I have read some articles and otherwise also I try to observe the people around me because I believe that leaders are not just in books, they are around us as well. So,
Okay. So, tell me about the leaders that you have read, maybe 4 5 leaders that have inspired you and why.
Ma'am, firstly, on personal note, my mother is very inspiring. Like, I consider her as a leader. And apart from her, there are other women as well in my life. And about books that I have read and who have inspired me, I believe Indira Gandhi, she was the Iron Lady of India, and I'm greatly inspired by her because of her decisiveness to take decisions, especially in very difficult situations. And secondly, ma'am, I admire Sheryl Sandberg. She fought for gender equality in workspace, which is kind of a very great thing because at that moment parental leave was not very famous. So she fought for it. And second and third, ma'am, uh, Angela Merkel. She is also known for her courage and decisiveness, and she took Germany out of the economic difficulties that it was facing. And Jacinda Ardern, I have read about her. She's known for her empathy and compassion, and she handled COVID very nicely. And also the mosque attack, which was there in New Zealand, it was also very nicely handled by her.
Someone from MP, your state?
From MP. Ma'am, I do not know much about her, but Uma Bharti ji, she was first CM of Madhya Pradesh, first woman CM of Madhya Pradesh. So she kind of inspires me in that way because she broke the glass ceiling.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Firstly, why do you want to join this service?
So first reason is my personal experience and interaction that I have had with civil servants. They have changed a lot in my city, and I have experienced that the kind of change that they brought is also something that I would like to bring in my future. So that is the first reason. And second reason, sir, I believe that civil services is a career opportunity which is a right blend of authority as well as responsibility, which I would like to have in my career.
Okay. If that be the case, then how do you think you are right fit for civil services? What makes you fit for the civil services?
Sir, as far as my knowledge goes, I believe a civil servant should have some sort of expertise or technical knowledge, as in not technical, but they should have some sort of expertise in field of say administration. They should know how to administer people. They should know how to take decisions, and they should also know how to have compassion and empathy for the weaker sections. So I believe that I have inculcated these qualities in me over the years, and I also think that in future also I would be able to do justice to whatever service I am given.
Okay. You said that empathy and compassion is one of the qualities civil service must have.
Yes, sir, I believe that.
And you say, and you feel that you have these qualities.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you give me the example where you have demonstrated these qualities?
Yes, sir. So I have worked for stray animals in my colony, and professionally as well. I have worked as content creator for one of the NGOs. So that way I demonstrated that quality. And apart from that, I believe that I am a compassionate person because I can feel others feeling what they are feeling, and especially when it comes to the people who are not very well off. For example, when I was in school, there used to be a girl who did not she did not have one hand, so nobody used to talk to her, and she used to sit at the back. But I was the only person who would go and help her because I could feel her pain. So that was one time when I showed my compassion to someone.
Okay, fine. Do you think you are a creative person?
Yes, sir, I do think.
You are studying in Bhopal.
Yes, sir.
How many traffic lights are there in Bhopal?
Sir, I'm sorry, I never noticed that.
Right?
I never noticed that how many traffic lights are there.
Just have a guess. If you have to calculate, how will you calculate? You are IAS, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
you have been posted in Bhopal, and I'm your boss. I'm asking you how many traffic lights are there. You may have not noticed it, but you have to give me some answer. And you can't tell me that, sir, I don't know.
Sir, I'll get the data from the traffic management office from there, and then I'll tell you the correct information about it.
Good. Now, there is a boss of yours.
Yes, sir.
Now, if he asks you, okay, how you want me to manage you, or how we want to interact, what will you tell him that you should be managed? How you should be managed?
How I should be managed.
Yes. What environment do you want in a working environment? What do you want?
So, firstly, I would like wherever I work, I would like the place to be very organized so that I know the rules and regulations which are there. And secondly, I would like to know about the resources which are available at my disposal. So, whenever I'm given the responsibility, I can fulfill it. And thirdly, I would also like to know about my juniors and subordinates who are there so that I can form a better team and complete my task.
Good. Do you get angry sometimes?
No, sir, I don't believe that I am a kind of person who would be easily provoked or be angry.
Suppose there is a subordinate of yours, you give him the task and he is not performing the task. What will you do? Will you not be annoyed with him?
Sir, it's a natural tendency to get annoyed, but I believe there are other ways. Like I can again and again poke him or her to do the work which is given. And so, secondly, there are other ways as well. There are legal ways through which I can complain that this person is not doing his or her task. So, this way I will handle the
So
situation.
that means whenever you get annoyed, you are going to complain against that person who is not doing the task.
No, so firstly, I will handle him or her first. First, I'll do that, and then even if the person is not doing the work, then I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Ashley.
Hello, sir. I'm good, sir.
You mentioned your one of the sport is volleyball. Do you play it?
Sir, I haven't played it since last 1 year.
Okay. So you played before that in college or probably.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me what is libero?
So, libero. It is also one of the players in the team, but he or she can be temporary player and only sets the ball, but does not hit the ball per se as the other players would be doing.
Okay. One more question regarding volleyball is what is the status of FIBB ranking of like India? Indian ranking in FIBB.
Sir, I can recall that it is not well positioned. Both men and women teams are not well positioned, but the correct position I do not remember. Sorry.
Okay. One of the form of volleyball is beach volleyball,
Yes, sir.
which is very much appreciated and watched for in Western countries, but not our country. Why so? Given that we have one of the biggest coastlines.
Yes, sir. So, I think I may be wrong. I think it's because people in Western countries, they often visit beaches, etc. And apart from that, in India, people, they also have other choice, like they can play on the land as well. So maybe that's why they prefer land volleyball, and the other one, the beach volleyball, is more famous.
Not an issue. So you've grown up in Chambal.
Yes,
How
sir.
well do you know Chambal?
Sir, I know both the good things and bad things about Chambal.
And so let's say कि you have to craft a tourism strategy or a branding strategy for promotion of Chambal tourism. How would you do that?
So, firstly, I will expose the Chambal ravines which are there, because not many people know about them, but they are very beautiful. So firstly I'll do that, and secondly the historical monuments which are there in Chambal region, like Ater fort is there, which was one of the Bhadoria king's fort. And then sir, there are also some wildlife sanctuaries like Chambal sanctuary, which is famous for Gharial. So that also I would include in tourism strategy. And apart from that, sir, there is also Malhar Rao ki Chhatri. So that will also be included. And sir, lastly, I believe there is also a kind of past which is associated with Chambal, and that is dacoity. So I believe now that it is over, so we can at least use it for explaining to the people that how bad it was, and what, like there is also an ashram which is there called Gandhi Ashram. So there that also will be included, but in a positive way.
What are the specialty about people of Chambal? Because they are coming a lot into police services and a lot into army. So what specifically is the trade? So many people are joining army and police from Chambal.
Yes, sir. First thing, I believe there is lack of opportunities in our area, like job employment at the location is not very well. So people join army and police services. And second, sir, there is also a kind of gun culture in our area, and because of that people are more into engaging in bodily or kind of I would not say bodily, but physical things. They are more involved in those kind of games, etc. So they are their bodily strength is also more. So because of these two reasons, I believe they are into these services.
Okay, my last question. You mentioned about volunteering for stray animals on multiple occasions. So what we have seen in Delhi and NCR, there is a lot of overvocation. People treat their pets as like more than their kids themselves, and keeping pets above humans. So what is your take on this? And a lot of videos get viral, and a lot of controversy is needlessly created. What is your take on this?
Sir, in sociology, there's one concept called animism. So there I read that when the society evolves, people will be more attracted to the things, and they will give more value to the things. For example, nowadays it's dogs, and it can be cars, other things as well. So this is one reason why people are more interacting with dogs or pets, whatever. And then so second, I believe that because of this, there should not be any problem to other person. If you own a pet, then it should be yours. There should not be problem to other person. And so third, I believe that people should also be responsible for their own pets, and other people also should not mistreat the animals which are there on the streets. And I can also mention that some of the incidents are there where dogs are being mistreated, and then there's many animal and man conflict. So I believe responsible behavior and some municipality responsibilities will tackle this problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, as you are volunteering for stray animals,
Yes,
don't you think they are basically nuisance to the society? They unnecessarily harass the passerby. They cause accidents to the people. So, don't the municipality take them all? क्यों छोड़ रखा है बिना मतलब उनको घूमने?
No, sir, I
Do
don't.
they have any utility?
Sir, I don't believe they are nuisance to the society. And sir, about the nuisance that they create around, or it is said that they created, I believe there are many factors to it. Firstly, that the animal is not a human. So they would have less sense of the society, or their socialization is not in that way. So stray animals, they will cause problem, but it is the municipality who has to know that what kind of behavior these animals are having. For example, they can install the CCTV cameras, and they can also know that what kind of behavior these animals are having, and then accordingly they can take decisions, and they can also provide them shelter, food, etc. And people should also be aware that animals, they should be treated nicely, because if they are irritated, they will attack the people. So this is what.
People are causing more nuisance than animals.
No, sir, they are kind of retaliating in that way.
Okay, alright. So coming from the civil engineering background, what is cantilever bridge?
Cantilever bridge is the bridge which will have a kind of deck, and there would also be a suspension. It is a mixture of suspension bridge as well as other traditional bridge. I'm sorry, sir, I cannot recall the exact
Have you heard
concept.
about Howrah Bridge?
Howrah Bridge. Yes, sir, I have heard
What
about it.
type of bridge it is?
Sir, I may be wrong, but it is cantilever bridge.
Yes, because we have written about suspension
Yes,
bridge
sir.
project and model. Na?
Yes, sir.
So you should know about bridges.
Yes, sir, I should have known. Sorry.
Coming to this practicing bhakti yoga,
Yes,
what is Raj Yoga?
Raj Yoga. So Raj Yoga is one of the yoga which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, and it basically focuses on the kind of administration that one should do, or the kind of king one should be. The qualities of the king are also mentioned, and it was dictated by Krishna to Yudhishthir, I guess. I may be wrong about it,
You
sir.
heard about Maharshi Mahesh Yogi?
Yes, sir, I have heard about it.
What type of yoga he used to? He took yoga to whole world, took it outside India long back in 1950s, 60s.
So he is famous for transcendental meditation yoga.
Yes. So basically, in volleyball, as you said, libero sets the ball. So what is the role of setter? You have played volleyball,
Yes, sir, I have.
so there is a setter also.
Yes, sir.
Libero is there.
Yes, sir,
And there
libero.
are those who spikes,
Yes, sir.
spikers. So if libero sets the ball, what does setter does?
So setter also sets the ball, but she or he should be in the front, and libero is the back player, or the back row player is libero. And it's not permanent; it's temporary.
So there is difference between two, na?
Yes, sir, there is difference.
Okay. So what was your role?
So I was the setter. I used to stand at the net, like near the net.
So you used to block also.
So it was difficult for me to block. I just used to set the ball for the striker. Thank you, sir.
You must be aware about care economy. What is care economy?
So,
Do you know what is care economy?
yes, sir, I know.
What are the problems with exclusion of care economy from our GDP?
Yes, sir. So, firstly, I believe that women, they are performing a lot of tasks at home. So, the kind of work that they do also requires a lot of energy, and they are putting efforts. So, that should be counted. And they are also kind of doing a service. So, services are included in GDP, because that is goods and services calculation. Yes, so these two
Any
problems.
other problem? So we can say that this is a psychological problem.
Yes,
Because
sir.
it has a direct impact on the psychology of the women out there who are working at home, but their value is not counted.
Counted. Yes, sir.
Right. What other impacts or what are the problems generate because of exclusion of care economy?
So there are social problems as well. For example, it enhances the patriarchal and orthodox view that people have for women. And so, secondly, I believe that women, they should be economically independent. So, if they get some sort of monetary value for this, they would have had that economic independence. So, these are the two things.
Okay. You have mentioned about waste, that you work on waste management. How can you transform waste into an asset in our country? What kind of model do you think can work?
So, firstly and very simple, I believe it would be upcycling of the waste, because I did waste management for temples. So there are a lot of organic waste is created. For example, cocoa coir and leaves, plants, etc. Flowers are also there. So if we upcycle these things, we can make handicrafts out of them. And sir, in my project, it was basically focusing on women who are there in the region. So there were two objectives. First one, women empowerment, and second is waste management. And so second, I believe that waste can also be converted into energy. So that would be a second way how it can be converted into asset. And so third, it can be converted into compost and manure, which can be used in fields. And sir, about e-waste, I would like to mention that there are few important minerals which are there in it, like copper. So we can do urban mining, which will help us to extract those minerals and they can be reused.
What is stopping our country from converting or transforming the huge waste that we're generating into asset?
So first reason is the indiscrepancy in collection and segregation, and then converting into asset also requires scientific treatment. So that is also not there. That link is missing. And so secondly, I believe awareness is also not there among the people. And third, if there is any strong administrative model or any sort of say entrepreneurial model is also there, then I believe these things can be tackled well.
Can you explain to me how different colored dustbins, what is the significance of those colors that we see in commercial spaces, and how a layman can simplify his understanding so that he can do the same in his home? For example, if I'm generating paper waste, where do I put it? In green, yellow, blue, red? What exactly is the significance of different colors?
So I'm sorry, I can't recall the color much.
You must have heard about inflation targeting.
Yes, sir.
That is the main role of RBI. Can you explain to me how does inflation targeting work and what is it?
Sir, inflation is basically when the prices of goods and services, they go very high. So inflation targeting that RBI will do, it will have to manage that balance, that it does not go very high. So firstly, what it can do is it can control the money supply in the market by using banks. And there is also concept of repo rate and reverse repo rate that can also be used. And so secondly, I think yes sir, secondly there are qualitative ways as well to manage this money supply. Yes sir, these.
Okay. Taking it forward, when it does all these things, then we say that there is a event or a phenomenon which is called as monetary policy transmission. Can you explain to me what is the meaning of MPT?
I'm sorry sir, I haven't heard of this.
Okay, no problem. Last question. The primary role of banks is to multiply money.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by money multiplication?
So money multiplication for banks means whatever credit is there or whatever deposit they have. So whenever they are using it for giving loans to the people, so the interest that they'll be asking from the people and the interest that they will have to give it to some other bank, say for RBI, then that stretch or that benefit is called money multiplication.
Are you certain? That is the profit of the bank. How is it money multiplication? No problem.
Okay, Ashi. Tell me, you have filled foreign services as second preference.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the real cause? What are the real causes between for the war between Russia and Ukraine?
Well, first, I believe that it is Russia's concern that it has for European and other Western countries. And secondly, I believe it is the consequences or the effects that were there because of Cold War era, because European countries and West and Russia is not on the same page because of certain issues. And third, I believe that Russia also thinks that ethnically it has right over Ukraine because of some Russian population there. And
Any
ma'am,
other reason which is economic in nature?
yes, ma'am. There are ports which are there with Ukraine, which are connected with Black Sea. So there, Russia wants to hold that position because of the export and import possibilities that it can have from there. For example, grain transport would be from there. So that one reason.
Okay. So supposedly you get posted in a district, and it's a very dangerous district. And there the people, the gangster who is against your position, actually threatens your family. What would you do? If you are the DM, would you just want some transfer? Would you like to stay there and keep your family under threat, or would you quit from job?
Ma'am, I will make sure that firstly my family is safe by enhancing the protection that they have around them. So firstly I'll do this, and secondly I'll also try to interrogate as the who this person is and what his or her real intentions are.
You cannot make sure that your family remains safe because of the local support.
Ma'am, I will try to increase the protection, and I will also take legal action. Like if I have the proof that this person is causing any form of harm to someone, not just my family, to anyone, but this is illegal. Matlab, this means this cannot be done. So I believe I'll be taking the legal action about that person's behavior.
Okay. My last question to you. Tell me, should India, which is having so much poverty, unemployment, still be pursuing space mission? But there were some reporters of foreign countries who were saying that India should not be pursuing a space mission when there is so much of depravity. What do you think?
Ma'am, I do not support this argument because I believe that India is growing in terms of economic wealth, it is increasing, and we are the fifth largest economy in the world. And when poverty wise also we are doing well, because recently the UNDP report says that we have done well in terms of pulling out the people from poverty. There were around 415 million people who were pulled out of poverty. So space mission, I believe they will also help us to reduce the poverty, because there are a lot of applications of these space mission. For example, communication and telecommunication system, this will improve, and this way the telemedicine, tele-education, these services can be provided in far off places. And then secondly, I believe that space mission will also help us to forecast weather properly. So disaster management will also be done, which is again it's for the people only. And then third, I believe water resource management, that can also be done by using the process of remote sensing. So these three things I believe are for people, and this will help us.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ashi.
May I come in, sir?
Come in, Ashi. Sit. This was your first mock?
No, ma'am. This was my second mock.
Second mock. Okay. So how do you feel? What did you do right or wrong?
Firstly, I believe there is knowledge gap. And second, I think I can structure my answers in better way. And third, I think I should speak slow.
Speaking is okay, but when you are speaking, structure it well, articulation. Yeah? So the most important point should come first. You can use number. Your interview is very near, and I don't have much time to improve on your knowledge part or all of these things. So what you can do now, structure your answers, sir or ma'am, according to me. There are this first point, second point, third point. So it gives a perception that you are structuring it. Secondly, whenever you are not sure, then you say, I am not sure, sir, I will read more about it. Never ever bluff. Bluffing is nearly crime or a sin in an interview. Money multiplication, it's okay. It's not that if you don't know, you won't be, you'll be harshly punished for it. But you can say, I'll read more about it. I'm not sure, sir. Don't say something which is wrong. Then apart from that, sari, you're not going to wear this sari, right?
No, ma'am.
You'll change it?
Yes, ma'am. There's a white color sari that I have.
Okay, whatever it is.
Ma'am, I actually don't feel comfortable in sari. So
You can wear suit.
suit, pants, pant, shirt.
No. The Indian suit? But whatever you wear, it should be weather appropriate. Right now, sari should not be cotton. It should be either silk or some heavy stuff. You understand? Because it will be very cold that day. If it's your morning session, very cold. So you should be weather appropriate. Firstly, and if you're not comfortable in sari, switch it to Indian suit. There are various like warm Indian suits that are available in the market. Wear them. Not a problem at all. Fine. Then your voice is good, personality is of course good. You are chirpy. You are very good to talk to. Nice, calm demeanor. You appear to be a very bold person and not timid. So this is one aspect that we have to check in girls. But you should not be using words like I guess, I believe too much.
Yes, ma'am.
These are informal.
Don't say I may be wrong. If you think you're wrong, then why are you answering?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
So don't be, don't use slang words. These are slang language, So avoid it because it's a formal conversation. Then cantilever bridge, if you have written something in your DAF.
Ma'am, I was not sure about the definition actually. I forgot.
It's okay, but
Yes, ma'am.
things associated with it, read it at least, And number system, when you used in your points, ma'am, firstly, secondly, thirdly, you mixed it up. Firstly, then secondly, then firstly, then thirdly. Well, you see that the sequence was not very concrete. And apart from these things, I think you'll do good. Just here and there. You just have to be more mindful in your interview. More mindful. Just being mindful will increase your marks. And don't run after any information or something. Sit. Just first relax and let your mind process. How will I answer? Then take one topic and then cover it. Okay?
एक चंबल वाला क्वेश्चन पूछा था. आई थिंक दे कैन बी सम प्राइड इन दैट.
हाँ.
जैसे उन्होंने पूछा था आपसे कि पुलिस में जाते हैं, फौज में जाते हैं. इट्स अ थिंग ऑफ प्राइड. तो दैट वाज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी. आप उसको अपोजिट ले गए.
To give you perspective, there are around दिल्ली पुलिस के 250 कांस्टेबल ओनली फ्रॉम द डिस्ट्रिक्ट भिंड जो यहाँ पे सर्विस दे रहे हैं. मतलब हर थाने में एक भिंड का आदमी है. सो taking that gun culture, डकैती aside, people are motivated, mainstreamed, and now they are serving. Particularly Bhadauria community, Sikarwar community, they are all into army. And they all are native.
बोल्ड पर्सनालिटी आपकी भी है, जैसे चंबल वालों की होती है.
हाँ, courageous.
हाँ, वो दिखेगा तो अच्छा लगेगा.
You heard of Panchik Tobar?
Yes, sir. My name is Ashi Tomar, so
No, actually, he was a good soldier, but unfortunately became decorator. But
yes,
you
sir.
should take pride in Chambal. Chambal is a place where people have given their lives and they do so much good to the organization. Read Kargil War, there were so many people who died in that and they were decorated.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the knowledge, sir.
Anything else you
And-
want to ask?
There is no knowledge gap as such because the time भी कम है. It's just presentation
Yes,
अच्छे
sir,
से
I'll
करना
do
है.
that.
Be more articulate and confident.
Yes, ma'am.